Today I'm going to be reviewing this mobile tool table. Now this is going to be 2-in-1, so it actually has this cool little case, and that's how it actually comes. So it just comes with the cardboard wrapper just on the case itself, and then it's going to work or gonna extend up into a workbench. So let me go ahead and open this up, see how involved that process is. You know, if it involves a lot of effort to turn it into that workbench or to turn it back down into this case like this. So let's open her up and see. I was a little bit concerned with the 2-in-1 in regards to, you know, once it's turned into this workbench, how difficult or easy is it to actually turn back into the case that it originally looked like. So, but you can see here, it is quite literally just a few screws. So there's 4 black screws. These are just these little plastic screws, and then there's 4 of these little nuts that go right on the back. So here, there. So actually it's 8. So 4 on the front, 4 on the back. And then you're essentially just putting 1 there, and then 2 on the top, and everything else just goes right into place. So just like pushes down into place. Now to get it back up is going to be difficult on some of these things, but you can see others are just going to quite simply just pop right out like that. So relatively easy. You do have the instructions for the installation on taking it from the case to the workbench. These are going to be all of the tools and parts that it's going to come with. So you can see you got little pieces of wood, you've got some screws and nuts left over, you've got some tools, those sorts of things. It even comes with little like boxes you can put together for your different electric tools. So for your drill, and then also for the grinder as well, which I don't even see a grinder on here, but that's what it is going to come with. So it comes with the little boxes for those little electric tools. And in regards to these tools working, they do have the buttons that work on there, so they are going to just require you to put batteries in. So you can see that's just going to be right there on that. So assembly time, getting it from just straight out of the box to this only took me 6 minutes. Now, obviously, if you're doing this with your child, it would take a little bit longer. If you're just trying to help them along the way, it would probably take you a little bit longer, but it just took an adult 6 minutes, so not too terribly difficult to go through this installation process. As I said, it's just those 8 screws, and then everything else just kind of pushes into place. And again, these screws are just going to be plastic ones, so it's not like you have to get out a regular drill or anything like that. Now, on the back here, you can see it's going to give you a manual on how exactly everything goes into the box to store it. So that's going to be really nice, as obviously once you have it out, trying to figure out how it fits back into place is going to be difficult. So the fact that it includes this little manual is going to be really nice. I definitely would recommend keeping this around, as you're going to want to know exactly how everything fits back into the case when you're going to go to store it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it from the workbench back down to the case and see how long that takes me as well. So to take it apart, not putting it back in the case, only took me 2 minutes. And then to get it all back to this point only took an additional 5. So total teardown time was only a hair over 7 minutes on this to go from built back to the box. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you are going to have a lot of pieces that will actually kind of clip. So specifically this one and this one. So these are actually going to clip in pretty solidly into the piece. So what I would probably recommend doing, although it tells you to take it apart, is if you're going to take this apart, I would actually leave this on here when going through that process if you're taking it down, because getting this off requires you to bend it a good bit, and it's only those 3 little prongs. So I would totally expect that to break. And since this goes right here on top, it's not that big of a deal to just have it on top like that. And so I would probably leave that part in, and then you are going to have to pull this one out, but this one is going to be made of a little bit of a sturdier plastic in my opinion, so I wouldn't have any issues pulling that out. But definitely overall a really, really good set. And also be sure and keep your instructions, not the storage necessarily, but the assembly process. You know, if you're having a child just do this over and over, or maybe if they want to build it, take it down, those sorts of things. Having the instructions like this is going to be really basic. It just kind of shows where the screws pull out of, where they go into, those sorts of things, and then they can easily store it, you know, by following these instructions as well. So overall, definitely a really cool 2-in-1 mobile tool table.